Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Harvestella guide. Today we are going to look at the post-game. Things like what changes, what things you can do that you couldn't do before, and so on. So I'm going to avoid major story spoilers, but because of the nature of the topic, there's going to be a few mild ones, so consider yourself warned. That said, we're also nearing the end of Harvestella. I have a couple more guides in mind, and we're going to do a couple more episodes on the stream where we finish up some of the post-game stuff, such as romance and the like. But beyond that, let me know in the comment section what you want to see next. My stream followers have voted pretty evenly between the My Time games of Portia and Sandrock, as well as Rune Factory. So definitely let your voice be heard in the comment section below. And with that, consider this your final spoiler warning, and let's get on with the topic. Now, as I said before, there's not a lot of changes to the game. Most of what you can do in the post game, you could do during the course of the story. You know, finishing up your character quests, leveling yourself up as high as you want to get, and so on. Even finishing Caranoid. That said, there are a few changes, and at face level, they seem kind of small. You get more detailed into them, and they become really drastic. For example, there's one that you can see right now on screen. It is the 31st day of Summer Breeze. Gone are the days of 30-day seasons with a day of quietus. And that may not seem like much. You're like, whatever, it's just an extra day of the season. But that means a lot when you break it down. I've done some testing on this, and what this means is your crops will never wither. So Moricorn, for example, I can plant these here. They grow both summer and autumn, and they'll grow just fine. But what you don't get told is other crops, like the chatol and paprika that grows only in summer, or the carrots that grow spring or summer, I can plant those here, and I will still be able to harvest them. That said, there is a disadvantage to doing so. If they are growing across seasons, so like I planted these carrots today, normally they would be harvestable tomorrow, but because tomorrow is autumn, they won't be harvestable tomorrow. Same with the chatol and paprika. What happens is it doubles the time for the harvesting thing. So the paprika will take 10 days and the carrots will take 2 days. That also means that crops that regrow, like paprika, will also take twice as long. So instead of 2 days between new harvests, it's going to take 4 days. So if you've got that one crop that's a really long crop, so like summer here with the watermelons, yeah, I could throw them up there in the water on the waterside harvest or the biome, and they'll be fine. Another big change is because you've gotten rid of quietus, you can now access Caranoid year round. Now, unfortunately, there is no post-game dungeon. This is as close as it gets. There's a few story beats through the course of Caranoid on levels 40 and 60, and because of the way the level scaling works, you're probably not going to be done with all 60 levels before you've beaten the game. Your last 5 levels are going to be level 80 creatures, which is higher levels than anything else in the main story. But an interesting thing is if you jump in here, you might have seen it in the past that there was a second well on the left. Well, that well now has a purpose. And that is how you're going to access the final dungeon of the game, the Stella Nursery. It's no longer accessible from the world map. You have to come in here and jump in, and you'll come over to the Stella Nursery. So if you had anything in here you needed to take care of, you know, killing all the different types of fears for your trophies or whatever, or your fairy orders, that's going to do it. And the last big change to the game is going to be romance. Now, the way that romance in this works is kind of simple. Several days after you've beaten the story, you're going to have the mayor show up at your house, and he'll throw a scene. So let me sleep a couple days, and we will get to that scene right away. And we're back, and as you can see, where you're waking up first thing in the morning is very much like the early part of the game, so where you wake up and someone shows up and just barges on in. And here comes the mayor. Morning, Stella. How are you doing today? And you can answer however you want. We'll go with pretty good. Oh, glad to hear it. I dropped by because I couldn't help but wonder how empty this house must have become. It's perfect for two, though, eh? Just like when you and Arya both lived together. Ho ho ho! Have you put any thought into looking for a life partner? Somebody to share your home with, to discuss your worries and live your life together with. It's a vow you make with another person. There must be all kinds of folk you've come to trust over this time, am I right? And you can answer again however you want, I think so. Because I've completed all the character quests. Of course there are. Having a partner is a wonderful thing. If you ever find someone like that, then you make one of these to give them and tell them how you feel. You receive the promise ring recipe? It's something of a tradition to give one of these to the person you're ready to spend the rest of your life with. But remember, you can only give these to one person. So make sure you think about it good and hard. Anyway, I'll be seeing ya. And off he goes. So you'll think a little bit, and then you now have access to a recipe over at your crafting table. If you ever wondered what that third little subsection was with the 3 dots on the far right, that's what that is. That is the only thing that grows in there. So you'll create that. Takes an hour of time. And boom, it's done. Now, you can mess around here, craft whatever else you want, but as soon as you leave the crafting menu, your fire fairy is going to show up. You made a promise ring. Hey, did you make something super shiny just now? Wow, it's a ring! What did you make that for? I want one! Gimme! Now, everywhere else in this little subquest chain here, your choices do not matter, or they actually make a difference in what they respond to. Here is the one place it doesn't. She's going to respond as though I said, this is really important, regardless of what you say. So, like, I'll demonstrate here. I'm going to say, I can't give it to you. Oh, it is? I thought it'd be fun to play ring toss with, was all. So, there you go. If you don't want to break your immersion, go with it's really important. If you're not going to use it for games, then what are you going to use it for? You explained to her. A life partner, huh? Is that something you've been thinking about? So, do you know who you're going to give it to? I know exactly who. Whoa! You found someone already? You have been busy, huh? Still, Stella's life partner. Woo! I know. I'm gonna do my part too. This is super important, right? So you should let them know you want to talk by sending a letter first. You just tell me who you want to send one to, and I'll handle the rest. Just let me know what you decided, okay? And off she goes. So now you'll find her outside next to your mailbox. And so you can talk to her and choose through all the choices. Your choices are going to be restricted, but we'll look at the full list here. And as you can see, yes, as I said, my carrots grew and I can harvest them. The Chateau and Paprika is still growing slow. More corn is going fine and it'll be harvestable tomorrow. So, you can talk to her. Have you decided on who your life partner's going to be? Don't forget, a relationship is a two-way street. If you haven't built that kind of connection with them yet, then there's no way it's going to work out. Just like the mayor said, you can only choose one person to be your life partner. Choose carefully. Now, I've looked online, you've got GameSpot and all the other sites, and they tend to say anywhere from 6 to 8 different people. However, I've done the checking, and there are 11 total romance candidates. The ones that they typically say are the human party members, and that's it. Maybe they'll add in Cress. But there's a few others in here that you can also romance. Basically, it's any of the 10 characters that you have character quests with, but you have to have maxed out their relationship value to full 10 points. Plus, the mayor, who I believe becomes an option after you've completed all the side quests in Lethe Village. So you have Shrika and Estina and Aesel and Dianthus and Hein and Emo and Braca and Arya and Crest, the mayor, the unicorn, and you can cancel out. So we're not going to show all of them on this video, but one of the people on my stream really wants to see Hein, so we'll do him on here to demonstrate. Are you sure about that person? Like, really, really sure? And you can back out and change your mind if you think you guessed the wrong person, but we'll say, I'm sure. Okie dokie! Send them a letter right away! And off she goes. Now, you keep playing, and another 2-3 days later, either you'll wake up and be told, hey, I haven't heard back, I should go check on them, in the case of the unicorn, or you'll get a letter response from them. So let's fast forward to that, and I will see you when we get that letter response. All right, and as you can see, I have a letter from Hein here. I'll be in my atelier. Thanks for your letter. It sounds like you've got something important to tell me. Let's talk about it in my atelier. I'll be waiting for you here in the evening. Signed, Hein. And for all these characters, you'll get like a little side quest saying, hey, it's a memo. They replied. Go visit them at that place between 7 and 9 p.m. Again, Unicorn is the exception. He'll have you just go visit him in his forest, and you can do that any time of the day. So let's go see what happens when 7 o'clock rolls around. All right, it's just about 7 o'clock, so we are going to head in here. You can see he's got a character quest marker on there. And as soon as it rolls over, bam, we go inside. And we'll find him, and we get to talk to him. And we'll have a little scene. Welcome, Stella. I've been waiting. I must say, I was surprised to receive your letter. It's important, is it? What is it you need? Do you need a sounding board? A shoulder to cry on? I would like you to be my life partner. You give Hein a promise ring. So that's what this is about, is it? Stella, would you mind if we go somewhere else? I know a place with a beautiful view and a much more romantic atmosphere. So, here we are. Stella, I understand where you're coming from. But are you really sure? You may have already realized this, but I am a woefully obstinate man. I'm sure there have been countless occasions where I have surprised you. So I'll ask you again, are you sure you want to do this? With me? You're an honest man, Hein, or you're true to your dreams. Again, none of these choices matter. You can pick whatever you want. You can never say, no, I've changed my mind after this point. You have been there with me through thick and thin. That much is certain. May I speak my mind? I think there's a reason to why I always talk with those I meet wherever I go. It was something Fiasola said. I believe we spoke about this before. At the time, I took what Fiasola said to heart, and really gave my all to find myself a lover. Of course, the results were less than fruitful. That's probably the part that hurts the most, honestly. Still, despite the countless failures, I noticed something through all those people I spoke to. By sticking to my own world, I was closing myself off to countless other opportunities. I have learned to see my relationships with people as importantly as I do my inventions, if not more so. By making these relationships, you can expand your own abilities and the world itself. That was something you wanted to do? Stella, you are my most treasured encounter. Truth be told, I was never able to catch up to Fiasola on my own, because I was motivated by the regret of losing her. She was like an older sister to me. But you made me realize that the purpose of this journey is not to depend on the past, but to face the future. And because of that, I could reconstruct the Fiasola and travel the unknowns of the deep sea. It was you who gave me a reason to move forward. You brought my feelings back to life. This world is overflowing with places nobody knows of. I want to go to those places with you. I want to explore the world of the unknown. I feel just as you do, Stella. I want to become your partner. There is no one else. So what do you say? Although I suppose it was you who broached the topic first. I'll go anywhere with you. You pass the time with Hein in peace and quiet. And then you'll be teleported back home. If you've got Arya, you'll have a special little scene of her on her bed, but everyone else just kind of stops here. Or Unicorn doesn't even come in the house. And that's that. You'll have a unique conversation with them on the same day. Yes, very good. I have finished my appraisal of our home. You know, to make sure it will serve as a suitable atelier. I will need to store my inventions here eventually. Please be gentle. Worry not, I am nothing if not a well-organized individual. And that is it. When you go to bed, he'll wake up the next morning, he'll be out here or in here, he'll be somewhere in the house or, maybe out on the farm. And they'll have a couple unique parts of dialogue for it. And so let's take a look at a couple of those. So, for example, he'll be over here. I need to be careful not to lose track of time when I get caught up in my inventions. Do feel free to drag me home on days when I get completely wrapped up in my work and forget. Though I do apologize for constantly having to make such requests. Stuff like that. You'll get, a couple others. And that is it. That is all the changes in the post-game. You have your marriage. It's really just that bit of scenage that we've already looked at. There's nothing special that keeps going. I've gone through into winter with tests and got nothing special. You have access to Caranoid every single day of the year, and you have the additional little minor story beats at the completion of floors 40 and 60. And finally, you have crops that will never wither away, meaning that even if at half speed, you can grow them out of season, as long as you plant them in season. And as you can see, I will harvest all of these, and the paprika will continue to grow again. So, that is it. Don't forget to let me know in the comment section below what games you want to see next, or even just let me know what your thoughts are on this. What questions do you have? In the meantime, I will catch you next week, and remember, always like, comment, subscribe. It really helps me build the channel. I'll catch you guys next time.